Good morning, students. I am happy to make contact with you, even if it's just by video. As I've been expressing in my messages, I sure do miss you all, and I sure do miss spending our classes together in our regular lab space and seeing you all work within that space. This morning, I just want to really quickly show you some examples of how you can create these color compositions. So the assignment for grades 10, 20, and 30 will all be the same this week. And I'm just asking you to make 5 color combinations, 5 compositions of various different colored objects. So I'll really quickly show you what I've been working on. Let's try that now. All right, so when I had a chance, I went into our lab and I grabbed a bunch of colored vinyl. This is just for myself to play with. And I cut them all to a regular format so that I would have sort of a parameter to work within. And I just started playing with those and really not thinking a whole lot about it, just starting to cut different colors and shapes and assemble them kind of intuitively just for fun, using 2 or 3 colors. Again, really just playing, not thinking a whole lot. One thing that developed though was this kind of motif of having one square on top of another and trimming the corners to create kind of a 3-dimensional object. So that was something, again, that just emerged through play. Okay, so I'm going to try to make one of those really quick with you here. So I've taken my 2 colored squares. I have traced on the back of one in order to figure out the area that I need to remove. So I'll just do that really quick here. And then I'm just going to go ahead and remove another form out of that. And I'm not going to put a whole lot of thought into it. So I'm just going to try removing another form and see how those 2 would line up. So that's all looking relatively interesting. I'm going to go ahead and use my hinge trick. So I'll put a piece of tape here, hinge that, and failing. There we go. Okay, now I can lay that down. And pretty quickly I've got something interesting happening. So I've got my composition and I've got this little extra form happening. Now again, I just figured out this kind of motif that I'm liking, not something that you need to do, but just something that I'm kind of continuing with each one of these little stickers that I make because I think it looks good. So I'm just adding that little bit of 3-dimensionality here. Now, one thing I figured out yesterday is if I could copy this form. How's that going to work? Let's just try it here. Copy that form and then remove it from somewhere else in the composition. It's also going to give me an interesting result. And again, right now, like I'm not putting a lot of planning into this. I'm just sort of playing. The idea is just to kind of explore the materials, explore making compositions and see what we can come up with. All right, so that's one thing you could be working with. And notice I can start to reassemble different pieces of this. I could bring these other colors back in and do interesting things with that. All right. Now, other options, you could just take colored objects and pieces of anything that you have. So here I've got a notebook, here a little stone, voila, right? An interesting composition. And the nice thing about these is they're manipulatable. So I can move that around and try out different things, okay? Point being, it's very simple, solid colors, simple objects. All right. Other colored objects that I could explore, create some kind of composition with, okay? So the idea is that each student will create 5 different compositions and keep it simple. You've really only got a total of 1 hour to complete this assignment. So including this little video plus the other documents that I sent you this morning, that's easily 10 minutes out of your hour that's already been used. So keep it simple. Feel playful. Don't feel like you have to kind of know what your composition is going to look like. Just get into it and have some fun. I look forward to seeing the results soon.